sit next to a high performer, you will outperform by 15%. So a high performer just in your proximity will increase your performance by 15%. If you sit next to a low performer or underperformer, it will decrease your productivity by 30%. So every B player you bring on board is not just decreasing their productivity by 30%. It is that energy transfer, which is that everybody around them becomes a little bit less productive.
Oh, man, you got to watch out for your surroundings, man, the people that's surrounding you. Transferring energy is real, it's powerful, it's true, it's dangerous, and it could be beneficial. Let's not just look at things on the negative end. But I hope y'all been enjoying the podcast, man. The Nas episode where we reviewed the Nas album, a phenomenal album to end off the trilogy of the Magic and the King Disease series. And just the things that him and Hit Boy been doing. They've been having dope projects, man, real dope projects. And to be honest with y'all, man, I want to see them boys continue on with what they doing, though. But like I said on the last episode, nothing lasts forever, dog. We got to keep moving forward. But we got some dope topics to talk about today, man. I want to say, before I get started, shout out to my people from New York City and in the UK. Y'all support me, man, more than my people in my hometown. No shot to y'all, whatever. I love everybody at home, though, man. But them folks in New York and UK, they've been purchasing the merch. Over 200 new subscribers, man. Folks been purchasing the merch. That's all I can ask for. Y'all purchasing the merch, subscribing to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Some individuals left cash apps talking about what you did on that Nas episode was dope, man. I appreciate that. I salute that. And I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep highlighting artists. I'm going to keep doing my thing, talking about this hip hop and these educational topics that I'm on, man. But let's get on into these vibes, though, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
So, man, this week was kind of a crazy week in the trending world. We got the Michigan State coach, sexual allegations. Young Jeezy filed for divorce from Jenny Ma. I got a list that I want to talk about that's intriguing to me. The top 25 double disc of all time. I need y'all help on this. I need to know what was y'all favorite double disc of all time. Then I want to bring something new to the show. I want to talk about the most underrated hip hop artists of all time. My perspective. It's just my perspective. It's plenty of them, man, that don't get the credit they deserve. And then since the folks from New York, you know what I'm saying, was supporting the show. You know what I mean? One of my partners from the city gave me a topic to talk about. He wanted to know my perspective of Mayor Adams and the migrant situation, and him saying that the migrants will destroy New York City. I got something to say about that, man, because they even consider, I gotta get the definition of migrant, because they consider people that this should be homeland migrants. And I don't like that. But first of all, we're going to get into this list, though. We're going to get into this list. Let me give a shout out to beatsrhymeslist.com. So they put the top 25 double discs of all time. The greatest hip hop double disc of all time. And I'm going to run down the list. 25, 8 Ball Lost. Fire. 24, Lil Flip, You Gotta Feel Me. 23, Tech 9, Killer. 22, G Herbo, Survivor's Remorse. Hold up, my 21, Master P, The Last Dime. Oh my goodness. 20, Jay-Z, The Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse. 19, Corruption. 18, Nate Dogg, G-Funk Classics Volume 1 and 2. 17, E40, The Element of Surprise. 16, Cypress Hill, Skull and Bones. 15, Drake, Scorpion. 14, Nas, Street Disciples. Now, on that review, I was criticizing people for saying that Nostradamus was his worst album, and I don't agree with that. I forgot about this one. It had a song on there. I forgot homeboy named Quan or somebody that was on there. Can you please have a moment of silence? That was a smash to me. But overall, I didn't like this album, the Streets Disciple album. And I'm going to tell y'all why when I get through running down the list. That was 14, Nas, Street Disciple. 13, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. 12, Lupe Fiasco, Dragos Wave. 11, Scarface, My Homies. Ooh. 10, Big Crit, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Number 9, Outkast, The Speaker Box and the Love Below. Number 8, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. 7, The Diplomats, Diplomatic Immunity. 6, Vince Staples, Summertime 06. I never heard that. I gotta hear that. Number 5, UGK, Underground Kings. Number 4, Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Art of War. Number 3, Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Forever. Number 2, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Number 1, Notorious Big, Life After Death. Okay, that was a decent list, but I'm gonna tell y'all my problem with double disc. Double disc is never done like great. I can't get, it's too much, it's too many songs, like 30 songs, 35, 25 songs. It just be too many for it to be cohesive, for it to make sense and be able to tell the story the way that it should. But I do have some favorites out of that list, and I do want to acknowledge True to the Game, Master P's list with him, with his CD with him, C Murder and Silk. That was better than That Last Dime. They should be ashamed for putting The Last Dime in there over True to the Game. I know y'all done heard that before, man. But I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 in order too, my favorites, and all of them was mentioned on that list. That's what tripped me out. But to me, number 1 should have been Tupac, All Eyes on Me. It had the most impact to me. It had the better songs on it. Biggie, Life or Death was number 1 on that list. So I know where beats and rhymes are located out of, and I ain't sending no shots to y'all, my New York folk, but that wasn't better to me than All Eyes on Me. Number 2 is very underrated. UGK, Underground Kings. Go listen to the instrumentation, Pimp C and Bun B's cohesiveness and they flow on that album. Then it had international players with Outkast and what's my boy name, David Banner, and all of them on that record. That was a fire record. 8 Ball and MJG was on there too. But UGK, Underground Kings, that's my number 2. Number 3, Big Crit, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Y'all, if y'all ain't heard that, y'all sleep, man. Dead sleep, man. Big Crit is one of them. He's gonna be mentioned in this podcast again. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 4 to me was Biggie, Life After Death. It was number 4. To me, Biggie's rhymes was better than the UGK and the Big Crit albums. His rhymes, his lyrics and everything was better than that. But the beats and the way it was put together wasn't. The cohesiveness. It was all over the place for me. So Biggie number 4, it was still a great album though. Don't get confused like I'm hating. I ain't hating. It's number 4 out of all of them that ever existed. That's a good number. Number 5, I was torn between these two because I had to think which one got the most replay value and the one that I played the most. And the 2 albums is A Diplomatic Immunity and Lost by 8 Ball. And Diplomatic Immunity automatically it won over the 8 Ball Lost album. but it was close, man. Diplomatic Immunity is a fire album. 8 Ball Lost is a fire album. I'm gonna tell y'all a benefit about being from Tennessee and currently living in Charlotte. Charlotte is not a southern city. It's more people that has migrated to Charlotte from New York and has brought their culture with them. I have embraced New York music since 94, but I've been more engulfed in the presence and in the conversation with other individuals that's from there. And me being from Tennessee, merging those two cultures together and living in Charlotte, it's a beautiful thing because I have an appreciation for more than if I would have just been from New York or LA or Atlanta and just been hating on other areas because that's all I know. It's a beautiful thing though, man, to me, to be multicultural. So that was my top 25 conversation. We're going to go ahead and switch the topic, man. We're going to talk about sports for a minute. Today I was watching college football. Well, yesterday I was watching college football because today, it's the NFL. This ain't my team. It's just a fly hat. I'm a 49ers fan at the end of the day. But I was watching college football today and I was watching teams struggle. I know we done had the NIL conversation with my boy Marquise and with T. Reezy, the NIL conversation. But I want to further the discussion about college football. Now, Joe Milton for Tennessee Vols. Tennessee was a phenomenal team last year. I'm from Knoxville. I know what that football teams mean to the city. It's the heart of the city. People love that school. People love that football team. People love that program. It's like cultish down there. It's big, pause. But them losing to Florida today, the way they lost, they shouldn't have lost. They're more talented than Florida, to be honest. But the quarterback play from Joe Milton was horrendous. I see why Hendon Hooker had the position last year. He was horrendous, man. And I just want to say before I switch it up to another team that Tennessee haven't beat Florida in the swamp since 2003. That's 20 years, dog. That's 20 years. That's sad. But in the landscape of college football, the quarterback struggles are bad right now. They're so bad it don't make no sense. Alabama is struggling with quarterback play, offensive line play, and it's making the West Coast quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, the boy in Oregon, the boy in USC, I don't even know their name. It makes them look great. They look real good. Them boys balling out of control. And what I want to say about that is that I've been praising Prime on her a lot because he's setting the example for the black man. He putting God first. He ain't living in fear. He's speaking well. He bringing flavor to the sports, man, and knowledge of the game. And I just appreciate him. And what I want to say about his son, what I seen tonight in that double overtime win, is that he was very poised and precise. That's a skill that can take you far in life. Poised and precise. Don't let nothing, get you flustered. Always remain precise at what you're doing. And I'm supporting Prime still. I'm supporting Colorado. Even though I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, I'm supporting them. Shout out to Prime. All love. Now, a lot of music dropped this week also, too. You had Diddy drop his album. I should play some records from that. Do y'all want me? I should play some records from that. Diddy dropped the Love album. Drake dropped a single. Him and Halle Berry had some sort of spout because he put her on the cover of his single with goo all on her face when she was on Nickelodeon. The guy Nas dropped. I did the review. Beautiful album. Rod Wave dropped. He is a great artist too, Rod Wave. It's just something about the dark depression in his music that I just can't get jiggy with, dog. I can't be miserable for no reason. Like I need my artist to be happy. He might not be having happy experiences in his life or whatever, but I can't get with it, dog, if you ain't happy. But I'm gonna play one of my songs of the week, man, and we're gonna further on with the discussion because I got some things to say. One of my songs of the week is fire too, though. But before I do that, let me slow down. I'm moving too fast. The college football conversation, I can't get off of that just yet. I can't get off of that because the reason I'm celebrating Prime is because he's setting an example for the young black men. He's setting a good example for the young black men, and I like what he's doing because it's paving the way for other leaders. Now, it's other folks out here fumbling the bag, though, and I don't feel sorry for you fumbling the bag. Homeboy been in the news from Michigan State. That's sad to me. He fumbled the bag. He just got an extension for 10 years for $95 million, dog. 10 years, $95 million, dog. I got your face up on the screen. If you're listening to the audio version, man, you got to come to the YouTube and check us out and subscribe to the channel. But Mel Tucker just got an extension for 10 years, $95 million. He's suspended without pay because he's accused of improper conduct, touching himself on the phone while communicating with that lady, Brenda Tracy. This is a married man now. You see what he fumbled $95 million for. I'm not a person that's going to judge her by her looks or her perception, but is that, y'all see that on the screen? Is that $95 million worth of failure? So he's charged with sexual harassment, and then he's touching himself while he's conversing with her on the phone. Come on, big dog. Now stop. You gotta stop. You gotta relax, dog. Now, this woman, Brenda Tracy, is a national sexual violence prevention advocate and a rape survivor. What I gotta say is that watch, they get the calls from the service provider and they listen to the calls. And if he's guilty, he's claiming that he's not guilty right now. If he's guilty of what he's being accused of, the bag is fumbled. He fumbled the big bag, $95 million, dog. You can't be putting yourself in them positions to fumble the bag. Not just him, but you niggas at your work jobs and everything. You niggas out here tricking. You setting a bad example for the youth, dog. Real talk, you setting a bad example. Fumbling that big old bag like that. Pause. But he let out a statement as of recently, and I want to read the statement of what he said. We developed a mutual friendship that grew into an intimate adult relationship. At this point, my wife and I have been estranged for a long time. Miss Tracy and I engaged in dozens of calls throughout fall 2021 and winter 2022, many of which she initiated and which occurred late at night. We both talked about all sorts of intimate, private matters. She told me that I could trust her, and I proceeded to do just that. I was absolutely unaware of the previous negative comments that she made about iconic MSU coaches, then president, MSU in general, and even her recent criticism of Coach Jim Harbaugh that I've recently learned through the investigation. Whew. They're going to get them phone calls, dog. The only thing I'm tripping off of is that he put himself in a position. 10 years, $95 million to fumble the bag. You fumbled the bag, dog. Golly. Whew. Here's my song of the week. Let's keep the conversation going.
I'm gonna love you all through the morning. Gonna love you all.
Yeah, see him going where I've been. Know how you feel.
Gonna love you all through the morning. Gonna love you all.
I see you going where I've been. I know how you feel. Was at the same place you were now in. You shouting, announcing. You wanna win with similar-minded men with great business acumen. We can make an acquisition till the topic turn from tight pockets to high profits. To life assurance, at what age do we all cop it? Fuck who the hottest? Who really stand up? Who really messing with they dead man girl? That says everything about that man world. Energy transfer, immortality. You against morality, don't come around me. Homicidal vinyl section where they always found me. By the motion picture soundtrack with Richard Roundtree on the album sleeve. That's my era shit. Musical excellence, hot like on a detective list. It's simple shit that's keeping you from the shift. You a simp, a trick, or in love with your own dick. Distractions, they come in all ways. I just keep it calm, watching it all play out like it's supposed to. Old dudes playing chess in the park. Old dudes playing chess in prison. Staying on good behavior for extra visits. If they was to switch places, could you tell a difference? It's perspective, isn't it? A team that's militant, a down-ass woman by your side that get it in. The realest, I love this feeling. If you don't have a team that's militant, you better be brilliant. I love this feeling. If you don't have no team that's militant, be mentally equipped. I love this feeling. Watch everybody. That's why I love my team. I love this feeling. Keep calm, but watch everything. It's your monthly subscription to the Slums Edition. The new it was written. Get your hard copies of Blockology coming from the one who lived in a bowl for goldfish. I never sell my soul, just evolve shock rap. That what you never been told shit.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
I don't know which topic I want to talk about first, but I got some good stuff, man. I want to give my perception. I know what I want to do. I want to give my perception on Jeezy filing for divorce. Because, man, I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary of being married to my beautiful wife. I've only been married once, man. I'm 43 years old. I haven't been married multiple times. I know people be married multiple times. People be in and out of relationships. I'm not really a relationship guy like that, man. When I commit to a person, I'm there. I'm rocking with you. I'm looking out for your best interest. I want to see you win by any means necessary. So it's shocking, man, to see a man file for a divorce. To me, it's shocking. And I know statistically, black on black relationships, 85% of the women file for divorce in marriage, in black on black relationships. But in relationships in totality in America, 70% of the women file for divorce. You can Google these statistics too if you don't believe me. And I don't know why he's filing for divorce. I don't have a clue why he's doing that, but it's just intriguing because the relationship was intriguing to me from the jump. When I seen her with Jeezy and Jeezy with her, it was just interesting to me. And I got some topics I want to talk about though, because I seen her on a show talking about they are raising their child to be genderless. You think Jeezy was okay with that? If he was on my podcast right now, I would ask Jeezy, are you okay with that, big dog? Was you okay with raising your child to be genderless? I know we living in modern times in a different era and a different world, but was you okay with that, big dog, or did you just agree to that and allow her to say that on platforms? And then, just to be foolish, man, was he tired? You know, Jeezy from South Carolina, was he tired of the boiled water and the lo mein noodles? Was he ready back for some shrimp and grits and some catfish and some gravy and all of that? Was he tired of the lo mein noodles with the boiled water? And did Jeezy realize it was more of a fetish and she really wasn't down for him? She really wasn't looking out for his best interests? It's interesting. It's just interesting, dog. That's all I can say, is just interesting. And then I think of like my wife is black. She's a Southern woman, like I'm a Southern man. I think about cultural differences with commitment. Are you, if anybody watching this podcast, are you committed to someone that's culture is like far different from yours? Are you a white lady committed to a African? Or are you a black dude committed to a Australian woman? You committed to her for life and got married because the world told you that's what you're supposed to do. Marry her, commit to her, buy the ring, and be with her for the rest of your life. Real talk. Help me understand that, because I feel like cultural differences will have an effect on the relationship in the long run. And I think that it may have had effect on this relationship. Jeezy files for divorce. Interesting. We're going to come back to that too when the information come out on why he filed for divorce. It's just interesting. She talked about sex a lot on shows of what they had sex and her previous marriages and all type of stuff. Jeezy's never been married before. She was previously married to a white man. She's never married of her own kind. Interesting. Interesting. Just interesting. That's all I got to say about that. Switching the topic. Switching the topic of discussion, man. It's me and one of my partners, man. We watch these people a lot, and I might not agree with a lot of the things they say, but it's interesting again to see their views, their point of views. These are two people from Nashville, not from Nashville, but they live in Nashville now, and they have YouTube shows that's kind of popping. It's kind of popping. They got big boy followings too. And they be saying everything they say is like phew, over my head when I hear it. And I just want to play it for y'all. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. Because I have people that I love this mixed, man. That I love. Real talk.
Why is it a recurring theme? Why is that when people are mixed, they only want to identify as black? If blackness is almost synonymous with oppression, wouldn't you want to identify with privilege to make your life easier?
Candace absolutely nails it here. It's virtually everything the left says, the opposite is true. And so they write books about white privilege and white fragility. And we've created a society here in the last 20 years where there's a privilege to being black, and black people are incredibly fragile, or pretend to be incredibly fragile. You say the wrong thing, you mispronounce a name, you crack a joke they don't like, and oh my God, they fall apart. And oh, this reminds me of the pain of 150 years ago when I wasn't alive. Candace nails it there.
Aren't you? What do you identify as? Because you're speaking on what you are. So what I wonder what he identified as to say that black people are incredibly fragile. When you speak like that, are you speaking for all? Or are you speaking for some? Because like they always be saying some crazy stuff. He just was dissing Deion on his show recently, talking about Deion wearing chains and he's egotistical and a lot of stuff. Like he's not. It's more like confidence to me. And she said, "Why you don't identify with privilege? So why do you identify with black? But wouldn't it be smarter to identify with privilege?" So basically, she's saying identify with white. What does she identify as? Because she's married to a white man. What do you identify as? You are what you are. You can't help that. You are what you are. But what does she identify as? That's what I want to know. And at the end of the day, I think about that as mixed race individuals. Sometimes it has to be confusing to be mixed. And it doesn't have to be confusing because you can identify as both. Because my father might be black and my mother might be white, or my mother might be black and my father might be white. I can identify as both. And society created what most people identify as, because the white people neglected you once you had an ounce of black inside of you. They neglected you. They let you go. So at the end of the day, most mixed individuals identify as black because they didn't have a choice. They was left with the black parent. Like, they be saying some crazy stuff. Candace Owens and I done forgot homeboy name. I even done dissed him in a song before. Jason Whitlock. See, I knew his name after I knew I dissed him in a song before. But Jason Whitlock, man, they be saying some outlandish stuff, but I like listening to them because I like hearing their perspective, hearing what they got to say, because it's a lot of other people that's like-minded in the things that they say because they have a big following. Real spill, man. Now, I got another record, man. I'm going to do the review of this album, too. But another song that I was jamming this week, just dropped this weekend. This right here for all the dogs. Let's get it.
I don't know what's wrong with you girls. I feel like y'all don't need love. You need somebody who could micromanage you, you know what I'm saying? Tell you right from wrong, who's smart from who's a fool, which utensil to use for which food. Like, I got a schedule to attend to, though. I can't really.
You bitches really get carried away, making mistakes, then you beg me to stay. Got me weaking on you like I'm arrogant tape. You got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and changed you like American slave. Act like you not used to Sheridan stays. I met the nigga you thought could replace. How would that even comparisons made? Bitch, next time I swear on my grandmother grave, I'm slamming you for them kid choices you made. Slamming you out, slamming you out, slamming you out. Hey, this ain't the latest I could get on you bitches. Send wires on wires on wires like Idris. Lucky that I don't take back what was given. I could have you on payment plan till you're 150. And my star right here, she got some bars for y'all niggas. So I'ma fall back and let SZA talk her shit for a minute. Sliming you out, sliming you out, sliming you out.
Damn, these niggas got me so twisted. How the fuck you so real but play bitch on my line? I can feel what you spinning. Not too much pride to let no burn it. Go slime me out, pull up, go right about mine. I got time, let's discuss all those lies about friend out here like you digging me out, and I ain't even coming up in and out, and you ain't about the shit you rapping about, and I can spend the whole wearing it down. I'm going home like a sort of The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Hey, man, shout out to Drake, man. I will be reviewing that album on the channel this up and coming Friday. I got to. I know it's going to be fire for some reason, because these last couple of projects that Drake released has been mid-grade. They've been decent projects, man, for the level of artist he is, but they've been mid, though, dog. Real talk. And SZA, I want to say something about SZA. I think that she's going to reach legendary status like Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige. I really do. I think that she's going to reach that status because she's fire and her records are fire. But let's get into it. My top 5 most underrated artists of all time. And we're going to start with MJG.
No love business, you gotta watch who your friends. I'm thinking about hard times, freeing my mind. Who in the fuck gon' be my crutch? Holding me up, helping me out, making sure that I stay in touch. Where do I sleep? Who do I turn to when I be low on my cash? Who am I down with when 50 niggas be talking about kicking my ass? Who is my friends? Who is my foes? Who do I ask when I wanna know something about something when I don't know nothing? My ignorance keeping me out in the cold. Who do I call when I'm in need of a ride in somebody else's car? How do I get from point A to B can't be, it's just too far. Where can I get alone? Where can I use the phone? Who's gonna give me the permission to make a decision to come up within their house and live? When will I drive a Beamer, take my clothes to the cleaners? How can I know? Will I forever be paying my dues? Will I forever be singing the blues? Where will I find a shoulder when I be wanting to lean? Know what I mean? When I be needing some justification, stuck in the fucking same location. Who is the friend that's helping me? Who is the buster that's hurting me? Who can I trust? Will you be there when the going is tough? Will I be hanging with dick in the dust? Who gonna share my load when it's too heavy to carry? Or will I go crazy pulling the load alone? Constantly getting my hustle on. When will I finally see, kind of suspect or even actually know who is my real friend sticking to thin and who in the fuck is the foe?
Hey man, I sometimes when I be listening to music, I be thinking like, why these people ain't getting celebrated like some of these other artists? Is something wrong with my ears? Am I hearing right? MJG to me, lyrically, and the way he delivers his bars is like, he's second to none. You can put him on a record with anybody that cannot kill MJG. It's impossible. You can put him on a record with Hove, Nas, anybody. It's impossible to kill MJG. His presence is just too powerful. Pause. But another artist that's highly underrated, that I think that y'all be like, Trev, you tripping. He ain't underrated. He got celebrated. He just wilded out and lost his position.
Boy, DC, SPN in building. Jesus, my changes freezes. Ice so clear you see form like Zimas. Display colors like a 60-inch Zenith. The chickens love us, they be all on it. My SB charm, snatch the chick off your arm. Look, I ain't bragging, my dough stretch like wagon. Worse than Bin Laden or Saddam with a bomb. Remain calm or I'm toe tagging. I stay scorching like Olympic torches. I steer portions, you walk down Air Forces. Bentleys and Rolls Royces, that's just a mere portion of the fortune. I'm about that change like metamorphosis. Look, I change clothes and go. Got a shower in the office. You little cowards back office. Before I give out last showers with the tourists. If you ain't talking about dollars, then you lost us. Just know we got it. What it cost us, you can't outfloss us. Yeah, me and Lil C. We park cars, then we party like R in the middle of the sea. Sieg and Young Gunner. Just off jeans, man, I made about 100 mil, that is. Now how real that is. Rest in peace, liquor crash to the semen. 50 shots screaming with no fair warning. Mac 10 with the red beam gleaming, ready to ride by or walk up on them. Now if the feds come and get me in the morning, best believe nigga getting bailed by the evening. I do anything to stop mama from mourning. Soft and killers come. I'm squeezed it. Murder attempt, the case they gave me. Held without bail from the way press painted me. He's a menace like Lorenz in that flick, but he don't hold his glick with a twist. He hold it with a grip, kinda stiff. Now people, the fifth tell me to lose the chain, and I resist. He back, click, leave me stiff with 2 to the brain. Now with it, I peep game, take his fifth, give him 2 to his frame.
Hey, big shout out to Benny Siegel, man. I feel like nah sometimes when it comes to Benny Siegel, man. But some of those records with Hove, Benny Siegel was eating on some of them records with Hove, man. Hove, I feel like his career was held back, man. I feel like when Dipset came along with that flavor and that style too, State Property got overshadowed, man. Beans is, I don't even want to say it like it. I was about to say something super plausible, but Beans is nice. That's a better way to describe it. Beans is nice. I listen back to some of them albums, I'll be like, God, this nigga was rapping his ass off. And the beef with him and Kiss. Kiss is an underrated artist too. That's an honorable mention. People celebrate Kiss. He's on a lot of features. He's underrated for the level of what he's put out. He be chasing the money too bad though. He need to stop trying to be a commercial and just rap, nigga. But Benny Siegel, highly underrated artist, man. Next up, to me, I don't know if y'all gonna be feeling this one, but to me, nigga can rap, man.
VVSing, nothing less than how we steppin'. Coops kidded, cuties with it, sleazy dressing. See me flexing, through the hood, these be stressing. Illegal search, trying to find weapons for gun possession. Never want for questions, every move made is destined. Black professors, let's take it back to the essence. Another version of the Goldie Mad Pimp servant. Convinced the urban, Project Ghetto Prince emerging. Half Hispanic, hollow chips, massive damage. The path was granted, loaded gags, blasted cannon. Chipped up, live by morals, don't get it mixed up. This what? Millionaire strut with the crisp cut. Switched up, slow going, gold showing, dough flowing, eyes don't lie, hoes knowing. Main attraction, lace love in the latest fashion. Trained in macking, never rocking gators clashing. Assorted wear, AZ firm extraordinaire. Make it more severe, locking shit down, all this shit.
Nowhere to go from here but the top of the sphere. Nothing stopping us here. We locking us here with the black toaster by my hip bone.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
AZ, man. He done murked Nas before on records. Now, if I want to talk about somebody that done on Nas' first album, man, that was AZ's song, man. That wasn't Nas' song. That was AZ's song that he gave for Nas. And Sugar Hill, man, a hit. Every feature that he been on was a hit. The Firm album, man. Up top, folk, tell me why y'all don't embrace AZ. Is he lame or something? What's wrong, man? I need to know. He don't entertain y'all or nothing? Or what's the problem? Why y'all don't rock with AZ, man? AZ make phenomenal records. You can't ask for nothing else. I know a lot of folks be wanting to be entertained. They want something for the club. They want something to dance to. They want something with some heavy bass or something. Girls want something to twerk to or something they can make an Instagram story about with the quotables. I want bars and good beats and substance and the fly. That's all I need, man. Something to ride to where you got me thinking. And them bars just hitting back to back. That's all I ask for. My next artist, we talked about him on the Double Disc Conversation. On the Transferring Energy episode, the Double Disc. He's underrated. He's from a location where I haven't seen many artists go mainstream. Nobody but David Banner. And besides that, David Banner don't even get the love he deserves. He's underrated, to be honest. But this artist, the talent that he display, it's different.
Hug on the curb, yeah, scrape the ground when I swing, dodging potholes when I swerve, wrapped in some bows and it's true, not a pebble in my groove, in the beat with the bumper, cause it's screw up when I move, elevated, modulated with adapter, now but riding smooth as that, just take a picture, that's a shine, you should capture with a flick of flame, car with the trunk and bang, I be throwed in the game, mine. Have you ever rolled clean? Drop top, low, falling low, and crawls on the scene, on the scene.
It should be a crime to be that talented and to be that underrated. The quality, the raps, the production. He's so cold on production. It's crazy with live instrumentation and all of that. He came out around the time. So many rappers came out around 2010 that some of them got left in the way. 2010 might go down in history as the year that majority of the most talented artists came out at the same time. You had Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, J. Cole, Big Crit, Kendrick Lamar, and so many other people came from their tree. And then you had another artist from that tree. And to me, he's the number one most underrated artist of all time. But before I get to him, I'm going to continue on with Big Crit. It's a crime. That shit wrong, what y'all do to Crit. That's wrong, dog. Go listen to that music, man. That's wrong, man. People, I understand people want what they want and they like what they like. And a lot of individuals are programmed. You niggas are programmed, man, to like what you like. You programmed because you listen to the radio station and you think that shit is hot and it ain't hot. You think that shit is quality and it ain't quality. You think that shit fly and it ain't fly. That's a lame ass shit, man. You program. Turn Sirius off. Turn your local radio station off. And you decide what you want to hear, man. And then you tell me if what they programming you with is fly or not. You listening to that bullshit, man. And these talented individuals are getting looked over because y'all celebrating the dumb shit. I'm pissed off right now, man. For real, I'm peacefully pissed off. Let me play this last artist, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the funny thing is I hear every like piece of press I do, that's the one thing that the reoccurring theme is like, you underrated, you should be this and that, and you know, I feel it a lot, but it's like at this point I don't, the more I talk about it, the more everybody gonna say that I'm whining and complaining. So I mean, if the people missing out, they missing out. Mm-hmm. At this point, I'm just trying to focus on my fans, and I'm just trying to shine. I'm just trying to do what I gotta do and have fun with my people and fuck with who fuck with me.
Mm-hmm. With that being said, like, how do you keep your spirits up? How do you keep this positive energy?
Oh, definitely pouring another one of these shots to everybody in the meantime.
That's how it goes. It's the shots that do it, probably. But it's not always easy to be positive because I know in my heart where I could be. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm not trying to just sit up here and just keep doing interviews complaining about stuff. It could be this person for that person for that person for, but it's probably my fault some way somehow. But I know one thing: I make great music. I know my album is great. I know the singles is great. I know all the other songs is great, and I know, you know, some way somehow these songs is gonna find their way into people's heart.
I love hip hop, man. But I think like a lot of the fans and a lot of the people that embrace hip hop are like cowboy fans. Delusional. Every year y'all think y'all gonna win the Super Bowl and y'all don't do it. Real talk, man. I think most of y'all are delusional and programmed. Wale got records with Lady Gaga. The Lotus Flower Bomb record that was nominated for a Grammy with Miguel. Bad. Songs with Rihanna, Drake, Rick Ross. Classic albums with Seinfeld. Representing DC, man. Quality music. Ain't never dropped a bad album. Y'all probably feel like I'm on this nigga nuts or whatever. Pause. But guess what, man? I'm tripping off of the fandom. But you like what you like. That was my top 5 most underrated artists of all time, man. MJG, Benny Siegel, AZ, Big Crit, and Wale. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show, though, man. You are very appreciated. I'm thankful for your presence. And be careful about the energy you transfer with others. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm out. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.